Hello everyone, welcome to another data science video presented by Wids TT. Today we will be talking about an introduction to data visualization. Data doesn't have to be boring. Data doesn't just have to be represented as lists of numbers. Data can be shown in fun, creative ways using charts, graphs, and images. This helps us understand the information quickly and easily. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand what data visualization is and why it's important, identify different types of data visualizations, and decide which types of visualizations would be best for specific purposes. So what is data visualization? Data visualization turns numbers, facts, or information into pictures like graphs and charts. It helps us understand complex information quickly by showing instead of just telling. Think of it as drawing data so it's easy to understand. Now let's talk about why we visualize data. Imagine this. Imagine trying to understand the weather for the week by reading a long list of temperatures versus looking at the image to the right. Which one would be easier for you to understand? Most likely, the image on the right would be easier. Now let's talk about different types of data visualizations that you could use. The first is a bar graph. A bar graph is a way to compare numbers side by side. The height of the bar represents the quantity of the category that the bar represents. An example of how you would use a bar chart is to compare the number of students who like different flavors of ice cream, like in the chart on the right. Can you easily tell which is the most popular flavor of ice cream? Another type of data visualization that you could use is a pie chart. A pie chart is like a pie cut into slices. Each slice represents a different category, and the size of the slice shows how big of a proportion that category represents. Pie charts show us how parts make up a whole. Look at the chart on the right. Can you easily tell me which drink was preferred by more than half of the people we asked? Say it out loud. A line graph is another type of visualization. It's a type of graph that uses a line to connect data points. It visually represents changes over time, and it helps us to see trends or patterns in data. An example of how you might use a line graph is to track your daily steps, like in the chart on the left. Scatter plots are another type of data visualization. This is a type of graph that's used to show the relationship between two sets of data. It helps us determine if two things are strongly related or not. For example, we could plot students' age versus their height to see the relationship, just like in the chart on the left. Now let's recap. Data visualization makes it easier to understand numbers and information. Different types of charts have different uses. Bar charts are useful for comparing categories. Pie charts are useful for showing parts of a whole. Line graphs are useful for tracking changes over time. And scatter plots are useful for showing relationships between two things. Now let's review. Answer true or false to the following questions. Data should only be represented as numbers. True or false? That's false. Representing data in the form of charts, graphs, and images helps us to understand it more easily and quickly. That's false. That would be a bar chart. Line graphs show changes over time. To explore how age is related to height, you could use a scatter plot. True or false? That's true. Scatter plots are used to show relationships between two things. Now what's next? Now that you know how to create and understand different types of data visualizations, try collecting some data of your own. You might want to track your own daily steps, record how much time you spend on different activities each day, or collect information about your favorite sports team's performance over a week. Create visualizations. Use Google Sheets or any other spreadsheet tool to turn that data into colorful charts and graphs. Share your charts with friends and family and explain the story your data is telling. Can they understand it just by looking at your graph? This is just the beginning. Data visualization is a powerful tool, and with more practice, you can tell amazing stories with your data.